The air was just right for modding. So let's see how removing over 200 trees does with the frame rate. So you got to figure that some of these trees are like 13,000 polys. You times that by 200, it'd be 26, 2,600,000 polys got removed. So even if a tenth of them are in the scene, or were in the scene, so that would be 260,000 polys removed. So we got some different armor, which I'm kind of digging on. Let's go back out into the world. Top of the world, Ma. How much do we weigh? Well, we can only carry 155. So we got to be careful what we pick up. And we are going the wrong way. Okay, let's go out this way. Where are we at? I don't know. We'll find out. Looks like we're in a cave. Looks like we're in Bleak Falls Barrow, maybe? Kind of looks that way. I'm digging on those animated tentacles there. Well, when I figured out the issue that I was having with my twin blade, right here.
Big mistake! Ha! Yeah!
So the issue that I was having was if I held block and bashed, I was stuck holding block like that. So if you just tap block one more time, then you can attack again. So that's what I found out was the welcome to the Nico experience. Hey Islam, how you doing? Ireshot. So yeah, here's the issue. It's a one-click power attack issue. So if I block and then bash, and it like sometimes it'll stick me in block, right? If you just tap block again, it'll break you out of it. So I think that's with the new one-click power attack, and it doesn't happen all the time. So if you let the animation complete fully before you release the block, okay, so here block, bash, animation fully complete, release. Now we're back to where we were. But if you block, bash, release, it'll stick you, and you have to tap that block button again to release you. So it's about waiting for the animation to complete completely. Yeah, it's Twin Blade. I believe that one's from Twin Blades of Skyrim. That's not my twin blade, that's the Iron Twin Blade. But yeah, and I'm using Black's animations. Well, heck with this. We're just gonna like jump up there. No, they're not Nico's twin blades. These are twin blades of Skyrim. I haven't picked up any of mine yet. I will. Yeah, this one that's on my back, I'm pretty sure is a twin blade of Skyrim. Here, let's take a look. Shall we? So yeah, it's pretty nice. I mean, the blade could use a little bit more detail on it. This is the iron one, but the handle's pretty detailed. I really like my ravens. And that butterfly part there looks like it's got glow maps. Yeah, there is a Dawnbreaker twin blade that you can pick up in the tomb where you got to fight dude. Come on, squeeze through. Squeeze through. Thank you.
Your legacy will be as a mere footnote in the chronicles of my victories. Big mistake!
So therein lies the problem with that block.
I dare you to try that again.
This guy's pretty tough. But again, I'm still not getting any... It's not showing me their health bar. Yeah, the armor is, well, it's a combination. It's BDOR Dunham, I think it's called. Okay, we need to pan out a little bit. There we go. But the cloak is the red flower cloak from Divine Elegance, and the hood is also from Divine Elegance, this red hood. I'm not really liking the glow map, so if I take those off, this is the armor. And I don't know why this is like severely glow mapped in black and white. Might have to look at that NIF. What's up? G-meow. Alright. Let's finish Bleak Falls here. Yeah, that is severely glow mapped. Which is kind of annoying. Should we go deal with that? That's part of the armor too. Let's deal with that. Let's put a save here, and we're gonna go deal with that. Because I just picked that armor up again today, but it's not displaying the way I remember. So we are at, anybody's curious, 1,271 mods, 1,071 plugins, but we still have room for about 30 more regular plugins. So let's take a look at, where do I want to take a look at it? So let's look at new armor. And it should be all the way at the bottom. And then we're going to look at that in Explorer. And we're going to look at I&I config, better collision. Do not want to vibrate when idle. Okay, I don't know what the heck that's all about. Let's look at meshes. And it would be the armor itself. And we've got some kind of a, I mean, it looks different than this. So I'm guessing it's not an environment map. I'm guessing it's a glow map. So it's rigged, so it has skinning. But let's look here. Yeah, it's got a glow shader applied. So let's change that to an environment map. Oops. We want to change that to an environment map. And the specular color is like almost a white blue. Glossiness is at 300. Alpha is at 1. Emissive is at 1. Yeah, the emissive color they have is white. So we need to modify that. Make it black. And then we want to look at the textures. So now it's an environment map. So yeah, they've got a glow map here. But what? So that's M. That's a specular. M is a specular. Because G would be a glow map. So we're going to need a cube map for this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We need a cube map there. So let's, where would the cube map for this be? It's straight up in textures, BDO cube maps, and it has its own cube map. Okay, for metal. Okay, so let's go to mod organizer and modding and MO2 and mods and BDO Danharum. Is that what it's called? Yeah, Danharum. And then we want to go to textures, cube maps, Danharum. Let's do metal 1. Okay, so this we want to get rid of. And then this one, we want to go back and choose the M for the armor, which would be PKW00 show. 00 hand. That's the environment map there. PKW00. Do we have a 00 show? Yeah. So that is the normal. That's the environment. Okay, so now we need to truncate this so that it starts right at textures. And then we need to truncate this, same deal. So it starts right at textures. Otherwise, it'll only work in my game. Okay, so now let's open this up within the file structure and see what it looks like. I'm pretty sure I got that right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So let's find something else that should have an environment map. That's an environment map. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the cube map, and 6 is the M. Okay, so that should be good. Yes, we want to save that. Oh my gosh. Which one is it? BDO 197 Armor NIF. Yes. Okay. So let's go into this. This. What is it? Dragons? So we're actually opening up NIF scope from within Mod Organizer 2 now. And we're going to look for this. And that should display. Oh, that looks so much better. Doesn't it? It's not all black and white and glowy now. I don't know why they made that a glow map. Well, whatever, we fixed it. Cool. It's all good. Anyhow, that's how you fix it. And we're going to go check out what our frame rate's like. Like I said, we removed 203 trees yesterday from the area all around Riverwood and White Run. Okay. So figure that maybe we remove 20 of them per where you're looking. But if they're 13,000 roughly polys and times 20 should be 260,000 polygons we removed. Now I don't know what that equates to as far as draw calls, but you know, 250,000 polygons out of the scene from every scene should help the frame rate for sure. At least that's the plan. So what we ended up doing was we threw reshade back in with ray tracing and also some other lighting stuff going on, God rays and some other light tweaks and sharpening filters and stuff like that. So now I can call you Reaper of Trees. Yes, that I'm a lumberjack and I'm okay. Yeah, yesterday I removed 203 trees. Lumber Nico. Yeah. So it still takes about 5 minutes to start up. So we're kind of just sitting and waiting, but it will start up. Not to double up on effects like you. Yeah, which effect were you doubling up on, Ireshot? Was it the V-Sync? I think you said it was V-Sync. The thing about V-Sync is that without it, you'll get screen tearing unless you're running G-Sync, if you have a G-Sync compatible monitor. But then again, if you're running G-Sync, I think it runs better with G-Sync and V-Sync together. But at that point, you want to use, well, let me just explain the V-Sync. The V-Sync at the driver level is pretty good, right? It'll stop the screen tearing. The V-Sync at the game level, if you turn it on in the game settings, is terrible. It's a really old form of VSync. And the way that that one works is that anytime you drop below 60 frames a second, it'll drop you all the way to 30. It won't drop you to like 50 or 40. It drops you from 60 all the way to 30. Boom, like that. So that's the in-game VSync. So do I have any advice about ghosting and shimmering when using, and I can't read that because it's behind the heart symbol, when using what? Somebody just type one word, please, or one letter, so that I can read Islam's post. Have any advice about ghosting and shimmering using E and B? Oh, okay. To be honest, have the ghosting issue with all games, but when I use E and B, it's because more noticeable. I would say it's an E and B setting. Boop. Thanks, Ireshot. Yeah, it's that little heart down in the bottom corner of the comments. I mean, it's nice to have it there, but I wish they'd move it, like maybe to the bottom of the screen. Would be nice. What would cause ghosting and shimmering within E and B? Well, maybe it really depends. Okay, we're still glowing like no tomorrow. Why are we glowing so bad? I thought we fixed it. Oh, because that might be, I might have to run body slide again. Okay, well, we're gonna try this just because we can. So, turn around, girl. Okay, good. Stay turned around. Okay. Yeah, that didn't work. So we still got the crazy glow map going on this thing. So that did not solve my problem. Let's go work on it. I'm thinking, yeah, stupid heart. Let me think about the ghosting and shimmering issue. That's an interesting one. You know what we could do? We could try, because we have a 0 and a 1 also for the different weights. So let me look at that. We may just need to rerun body slide on it. Explore meshes, because we did this one. That one should have the correct, not that, that environment map. Okay, but let's check this one. And my guess is this has the incorrect environment map. Yeah, see, that's still on glow shader. When I reduce sharpness, I will get rid of shimmering, but the image becomes more soft. Okay, that's the trade-off. I don't think you can ever get rid of it completely, but the sharper you make the image, the more it's going to, okay, if you're looking at an image and you look a little bit left and look a little bit right, are you talking about that shift that you notice in the coloration? Is that the shimmer you're talking about? Because that's from the sharpness filter. You need some blur in the game. I mean, you can make it look super sharp, but it'll really mess with your head. So it's the O and the 1 that are right here. It's body slide. So I'll just, when I get back in the game, I'll show you what I'm talking about. I'll make the image super sharp and I'll show you what it does. And then I'll blur it just a little bit. And the other thing you can do is add motion blur. because that way you can keep a sharp image. I'll show you when I get into game. Let me go ahead and do this body slide and fix this armor. Then we'll jump back into game, and I'll show you how I mitigated that problem so that I can still keep a sharp image but stop that shimmer from when I'm looking around. Is I did it through motion blur. Curvy, amazing. It's amazing. Outfit. Build it. Depth of field, yes, but that's a little bit different. Depth of field is if you're really close to something, then things over here are going to be out of focus, right? That's depth of field. And then when you're like this, okay, it comes back into focus. So it's depending on how far things are away from you. The shimmering that we're talking about now is if you're looking at an image and you just look a little bit left or a little bit right, you'll notice a shift because the image is really sharp, and then when you move, it's slightly blurred and then it becomes sharp again. So sharp, blur, sharp, right? And like I said, the way I mitigated that, oh, we want to build this, is I added a little bit of motion blur through reshade. And I'll show you how to do that. And not a whole lot, just a little bit gets rid of that shimmer. Unless you like a lot of motion blur. I know Mouse likes a lot of motion blur, but I don't want that much. I just want enough to not deal with the issue. DLAA did a good job at helping with sharpness. Yes, it does, but you can make it even sharper. So let's see if this added any files. I think it automatically dumped them into my body slide because there's nothing in my overwrite. So let's check those files really quick. Yeah, I'll show you which one I'm using because there's different motion blurs and some are better than others as far as post-process shading. And yes, I tried them all and I found the best one. Okay, so but let me deal with this first. We're dealing with new armors. We're dealing with this one specifically. We are looking at the files in Explorer. We're looking at the meshes. We are looking at one. And we are looking at, well, that's a lot of NI nodes. We are looking specifically, whoa. We're looking at specifically that piece and the shader property. And it still says glow shader. Why does it still say frickin' glow shader? Well, okay, fine. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. We're going to change that. We're going to change all three of them. Environment map. We need to turn off remappable. Okay, that's good. We need to turn off the glow map here. And we need to turn on, wish my eyes weren't so bad. So this is double-sided Z buffer. Okay, let me look at this piece of armor. And let me look at the shader properties of this. Okay, so environment map environment map light fade, that's the one I'm looking for. And environment mapping in the first one. Okay. That's what we're looking for. So here, why'd they make it so difficult? All right. Environment mapping. And then in the second one, environment map light fade. Where is it? There it is. Okay, so we need to make sure those are ticked. You can see how it changed the color. So now it matches the other one. Save as a what file and add back? Because this is different than the other one. This is basically collision, but that's what's showing up. And we need to change this color to black. And then that should be good for, this is the 0. So save, file, open. We want to do 1. We're looking at that. We're looking at this, environment map, this, environment map, this, get rid of glow map, turn on environment map, light fade, changing this color to black, and then we're changing the textures. This one goes bye-bye. Then we're looking at, let's just copy this, and then we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to paste that in here, but we're going to change this from _n to _m. And then this one's going to be the cube map. Textures, cube map, 1. And then we need to truncate this. I know I'm probably losing a lot of you guys, but when you mess around with this stuff as much as I do, it becomes kind of second nature. You kind of know what you need to do. I'm just changing the darn files. Okay, so that's 1. We've got the texture set up correctly here. Environment map, that's color, emissive colors black. Environment mapping, the light fade, so that's all good. Save that. File open. Let's open the first one. Grab the same thing. We're looking at the, so we changed this to environment map and change that to black. We need to change this to get rid of the glow map and keep the environment mapping there. And then we need to go to this one, get rid of the glow map, and go environment map light fade. Where is it? There it is. So all of that's good. Save that. Okay, we've done all 3. So it should be good. Should reflect like metal. All right, we're going to go deal with the shimmer problem. Let's get back in the game. And then I'll show you the motion blur that I picked up. And I turned it way, way down because I only wanted just a little bit of motion blur when I looked around to keep the shimmer effect from happening. So it only happens when you're looking around, but that's the only time you notice the shimmer, right? Because it's changing from very, detailed image. Luma sharpening will do it too. Luma sharpening makes it extremely sharp image because it's using lighting. But as soon as you move, turn it to the max. It goes all the way to 11. It's one louder. You want to get dizzy every time you touch the mouse? Well, have that skooma stream. You can get dizzy. All right. Where's that Jeopardy music? We need it. So yeah, it's if you're just dealing with EMB, you can. A lot of them have skooma mouse. That's it. We got to make a little character that'll sit on your shoulder in game named Skooma Mouse. It's gonna be a little mouse, all hopped up on skooma. What's the YouTube video? Skooma Mouse? Do I have time to click on it? Jeopardy song, 10-hour loop. Okay, that's what that is. No, not doing that. That'd drive me freaking bananas. 10-hour loop of the Jeopardy song. Alex Trebek would be proud. Drum roll, please. Hey, black screen. We're making progress. Usually takes about 3 minutes before I get a logo. So yeah, it takes a while for that virtual file system to start up. I wish there was a way, and I know that's part of Windows. Gave you an idea for a live stream. Yeah. Mouse on skooma. Yeah. It's usually about 3 minutes before I get this initial logo screen. It kind of trips out like that at the end because that's Boris added something on the Patreon edition of ENB that says, Patreon edition, check out a website. Because I actually stopped it, I'm like, okay, what does that say? Because it's just flashing you an image for a second. It's kind of like Fight Club, you didn't think you saw it, but you saw it. Single frame. Listening to Jeopardy for 10-hour stream. Okay, you can do that. I'm not going to be there. I already told you that'd drive me crazy. Although I used to kind of hum that tune to my daughter because it would make her go to sleep. When she was real little. Yeah, the Jeopardy song would lull her to sleep. Don't ask me why. I think my wife and I watched way too much Jeopardy and Wheel of Fortune back then. It was better than watching Family Feud where he like, oh my God, really? We fixed that, didn't we? I thought we did. I honestly thought we fixed that. See, it's fixed in this image. It is not fixed in my game. That's some bullshit, Carlo. Okay, fine. We're just gonna play. Screw it. We're glowing. I don't know why the hell that's glowing though. What's up? Alright, you can do it.
No.
Slid right through there. You see that? Nice. We're still in sneak mode. Why are we in sneak mode? Burn, baby, burn. You're gonna burn too. Everybody gonna burn. Going up. Shortcut. What's up, Ray Ray? And welcome to the newcomer. 1,000 Dogs. Love the name. And I do love the new spider webs. Yeah, Bleak Falls Barrow, that is correct. So we need to look at this. It would be bear, moth, owl. And these are the textures from a friend of mine, Alien Sloth. I actually met her modding for Oblivion, but she's been modding for a long time. So, bear, moth, owl. So see, immersive interactions is working. Bear. Moth, owl. Plug it in, plug it in. Yeah, I gotta do something about that darn glow. Because that's... I don't know why that's glowing. I thought I fixed that. Yeah, immersive interactions are great. I dig them. Should we just box him? No, we're not going to just box him. We'll take a weapon. Take the twin blade. Get our first shout.
Yeah! Your legacy will be as a mere footnote. Caught me off guard.
Took him out. Give me the dragon stone. And we'll take... I want that. And I want that. And I want that. So I really like that it shows the interior. That's a cool mod. And there's actually 2 chests over here. If you didn't know, one of them is over here.
Just needs a skilled touch.
This is Boethia's finest from Locomotion.
Exceptional, aren't I?
Yes, you are. We'll take all that. All right, so we were talking about the shimmer. Okay, so if we see that shimmer that's happening with the when I look back and forth, that's because the image is super sharp. So if we get rid of, see, do I have motion blur? That's motion vectors. This is motion blur. So Vort motion blur is the one that I'm using. But we also have a sharpening filter here. So if we get rid of that sharpening filter, we still get a little bit of shimmer. What's up, William? Random streamer. Yeah, I've been modding this game since it came out. I actually make mods. So if you look up Nico Roshi on Nexus, you can find some of the things that I've made. I gotta get rid of that. Right now, though, I'm trying to put together a mod list to make a Wabbajack. So that's what we're working on. So here I'm not getting any shimmer now. Moving the camera back and forth, very minimal. But if we turn back on this sharpening filter, then you start getting it. So the way to mitigate that is turn up the motion blur. So we're looking at this one, Vort motion blur. So let's find that. This one. No, that's motion vectors. I'm looking for Vort motion blur. This one. So I've got it at 0.1. Let's turn it up to maybe 1.5. Let's see what that does. Still a little bit of shimmer. So somebody asked about this, that's why we're doing it. We might be able to change our sharpening also. RTGI, motion blur. Let's turn it up even more. Let's go to about 2. So you notice that it's a lot less, but we'll get some motion blur when we move around. So let's turn it up to like maybe, what's up, Blake? Welcome, welcome everyone to the very random testing things out stream. Motion blur. Let's turn that up to 0.3. Okay. And now you see that it's a lot more smooth. We might even want to go a little bit higher. I'm still getting a little bit of flicker. So let's go even higher. But yeah, you just got to test these things. Try them out. So let's go, we're going to go 3.5. And we're still getting just a little bit of flicker. What's up, Brother Fat? Well, I'm glad to know you're doing okay. Yeah, we've almost rebuilt, so you can see that it'll blur. It blurs the image as you're looking around. We're going to run with that. Oh, the other chest is over here. I never knew this one was here. But a worthy stop. Oh no, my hunger is increasing. Good thing we got food. So we have baked potatoes. We got bottles of water. We got bread. So I need to change those models. The model for the bottle of water is not my model. So we're going to change that. How about we eat some bread? My reshade preset? Sure. It should be, if you look at some of my other live streams, I don't know if it's in this one, but if you go back a little ways, it's the same reshade preset. Look in the comments. I got to do something about that glow mapping. Yeah, it should be there, along with my EMB, because I put them both on my Google Drive, so that they would be there for anybody that wanted them. Thanks, Fat. What mod am I using with my what? Because it looks like a fishing mod? I don't know what you're talking about fishing. I do have fishing, but I wasn't doing anything with fishing. Using with your list because it looks like a fishing mod. Well, I do have the Creation Club fishing. Because what I did was I downloaded a fresh copy of the game, and then I went and downloaded Enderall, and then just changed out the Bink W64 and the executable from Enderall, and not Lucidicrus. Wrong one, Fat. Wrong one. Wrong lever! That's a different reshade than the one I'm using. Yeah, those are anniversary mods, but I'm running 1.5.97 because Enderall was made using the 1.5.97 executable. So it even says Skyrim EXE. And so you just take that, drag it, and drop it. You don't need to use a downgrade patcher at all. So, but we want some daylight. Looks like it's kind of affecting our frame rate though. Yeah, we're at like 40, 50. Oh my gosh, don't do that. Give me that. So let's see if I turn it off. Yeah, okay, that's with no reshade. We might just go without a reshade. We're grabbing that though. So I'm guessing it's, we'll leave that running. Let me find, I'm going to find that link. Why? Because people whined about it. And I don't have time to deal with their shit. So screw them. If you want it, talk to me. I'll give you a copy. Otherwise, forget it. What's my computer settings? Like which ones? Should we start from the beginning? We can.
Yeah!
Sorry, kitty. Yeah, well, I've got a copy of it. If anybody wants it, I'll give them to it. You know, just talk to me. I'll give it to you. It's the people that came on, like Lean Wolf came on, and he was complaining about the models not having a hole in the top. But what he didn't understand was I got permission to use those models. They're directly from High Poly Project. I did not make those models.
Too late to back down now.
So he's, you know, he was crying in the wrong frickin' direction. Don't ask me to fix what somebody else did. I'll fix my own stuff.
Your story ends.
But yeah, if you're gonna come into the comment section, you're gonna whine about it. I'm just gonna take it down. Too bad, so sad. Sucks to be you. Now you don't get nothing. I named it "Don't Whine About It" for a reason. But yeah, I'm digging the frame rate. And we do have fish anywhere. So I wonder, do we have a fishing rod in our inventory? No, we don't. So we can't fish here because we don't have a fishing rod. And we went parallax on pretty much all the textures. So these are all parallax. The snow's all parallaxed. As long as I can keep above 40 frames a second, I'm pretty happy. This is where we removed a bunch of trees. So now we're up around 50. Yeah, well, this was coming from somebody who made mods, right? Lean Wolf made better shaped weapons, where he took the models and made them skinny, right? Very well-known mod. Very well-known modder. Why did he have to come in to the comment section and talk schmack? I should get rid of one of these trees. Probably that one. I'm going to keep the willow. So I forgot to get rid of that one. No, it's not altered reality. All right, we're gonna save the game right here. We're gonna start from the get-go. I'm gonna grab a couple of links for people, and then we're gonna start at how I set my system up. You know, a lot of people like them fat, so I wouldn't say they suck. If they sucked, a lot of people wouldn't like them. Okay, but you know, if whatever. I'm too old to deal with bull snot, so I'm just not going to deal with it. Okay, so we're going to start at the get-go. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my Google Drive, and we're going to get you a couple links. So sign in, baby. Now it's on my upper screen. All right, yeah, that's pretty much what I was looking for. Okay, so this is my reshade. Give me a link. No. Can I get a link to that? Make a copy? No. Share. Copy link. Hey, there we go. Paste. There's, okay. That is a link. Ireshot already grabbed it. And this is my Rudy EMB, if anybody wants that. And I've modified the snot out of it. So that would be my EMB and my reshade. Now the reshade, be aware I'm using RTGI ray tracing from Pascal Glitcher. But I'm probably gonna dump it. It kills the frame rate. It really does. So, I mean, I might keep the motion blur or some other stuff. Finding fellow groups like the Command and Conquer community, very friendly people. Certain committees, changes between them. Yeah, you know, I'm not going to talk bad about anybody who makes mods. It's a lot of work, okay? And people are going to like different things, and I think we should all have options. Options are a good thing, right? Because what I like, somebody else may not like. They may like something completely different. So I think options are a good thing. All right, Ray, take off. See you later. Get some rest. I know it's late where you're at. All right, so we're going to start at the very basics. So let me do that, and we're going to right click on our desktop, and we're going to go to our NVIDIA control panel. Okay, if you're using an NVIDIA graphics card, this should be helpful. And the main thing is you don't want to double up on effects. Okay, so we're going to go over this. And the first thing you want to do is adjust image settings with a preview. Make sure the second one here is clicked. It says use the advanced 3D settings. That's the one you want clicked because then it'll use the settings that are here. The other thing is come up here to where it says desktop and make sure you have enable developer settings turned on. You can use community shaders if you want. That's another way to go. But here's the thing. Every post-processed effect, shader, okay, is going to cost you some frame rate. There is no post-processed shader that costs nothing in frame rate. So you can get an EMB and turn off a bunch of things to get better frame rate, or maybe lower the settings to get better frame rate, or you can run community shaders and not run as many to get better frame rate. So that's the other thing too. But the main thing is don't double up on effects. So if things are being handled in the graphics driver itself, you've basically got different layers: graphics driver, game engine, EMB, and reshade, right? That's right, going my own way. Everything has a price. Okay, so if it's happening in EMB or if it's happening in reshade, you don't want to do that same effect at the game level or at the driver level. All right, take it easy, James. I thought I was doing this for you, but if you got to take off, that's fine. I'm going to go over it anyway. Anyhow, so if you enable developer settings, if you have the ability to turn on resizable bar, that's where you turn it on here. It would be this one, and it would be allow access to the GPU. performance counters to all users. Make sure that's turned on. Okay, if you have G-Sync available, set up G-Sync. So enable it for both windowed and full screen. And then that's the one. So that's my monitor that's G-Sync compatible. So if you have G-Sync, turn it on. And then you want to go to